Coming up on the Sports Desk, they're playing basketball. We catch up with all our campuses and take a deep dive with the undefeated Ambassador Lions. We're hitting the fields for soccer with the Lady Saxons, and then we move to the volleyball courts where the Lady Warriors got their digs in the state championships. Plus, we're putting the Sports Desk spotlight on a couple of players balling out of control this season. You want it? We've got it. Buckle up, Torrance. The Sports Desk starts right now. Welcome to the only sports show designed with a Torrance sports fan in mind. You're rocking with the Sports Desk. I'm your host, Cedric Welton, and I am alone yet again. My co-host, Dani Miskell, is out on assignment and can't wait to return. Hurry back, Dani, will ya? There's a lot to dissect, so let's go on and get it. We're going to start with Ambassador High, who is getting off to an aggressive start this season. This school is in its 5th year of existence and hitting their mark on the court. It's time for you guys to get to know the Lions and what Coach Luke Duperon has cooked up for a season of domination. My esteemed co-host got to check out the team that's making waves. Dani, take it away.
The Stingrays had no idea what kind of team they were in store for. The Lions attacked the paint and went on an 18-0 run by the end of the second quarter, establishing a 34-point lead at the half. That momentum continued to build as the Lions would only give up 6 more points in the second half, winning by the final of 85-24. Sophomore Luke Sevier was largely responsible for the W, putting up 26 points in this game.
I thought we were just a little more aggressive than them, and we pressured them a lot more than they did to us. And we moved the ball around and played very good D.
And big man Ben Bedoya says their team's ability to push the ball in this game can be attributed to their summer training when they were going double days.
A lot of conditioning in the summer, helped out, and we just kept pushing them, and they got gassed, and we still had a lot left in the tank, and that's how we went on those big runs.
Big Ben is a first-year player and already putting in work, averaging 16 points per game and 9 rebounds.
I think just like that big man presence in the paint, I'm physical down low. I can feel like I can get those rebounds and pass it out to who our scorers can.
And in the 20-point club is Luke Sevier, who averages 25 points per game with 8 assists. His right-hand man is guard Vinny Costa, who put up 14 points in this game against Pacific Lutheran. Vinny and Luke have known each other since preschool and have been playing ball together ever since. They are Ambassador's version of the Splash Brothers.
We've known each other all our lives, and it's just kind of like getting used to passing and knowing that we're going to be there for each other, and just knowing that those assists are going to be there, just easy points, knowing that like our guys are going to help us out, especially other people like Tyler and Benj, like not just me and him. Just goes into a whole team effort and a team chemistry.
Vinny feels their team has found their rhythm and says that their team chemistry is what's going to help them get those W's. Last year, the Lions just went 2 rounds into the playoffs, so they're looking to return for more. To get back there, they're going to be working on getting their shots up, layups in, and passes in.
I really think we do, because we did make it last year, and I think we have a really strong team this year, because a lot of us, almost the entire team, are returners, and it's just that team chemistry from last year, and it's just going to play into being able to go deep into playoffs, I believe.
Coach Duperon says their team will push the pace all 32 minutes and focus on keeping their opponents in the gutter. And what is the gutter, you may ask?
We have a term here at Ambassador where it's called the gutter, and the gutter is 5 feet around the sidelines, and we want to make sure that we're doing our very best to keep opponents on the sidelines to steal passes to try to set up their offense.
Coach is starting players like Tyler Reynolds and Caleb Grant, along with Luke, Vinny, and Ben. As a whole, the team is averaging 79 points per game, along with 32 rebounds, 18 assists, and 33 steals. As they say at Ambassador, split like the Red Sea. These Lions are coming, and they mean business.
Everyone's got to be ready when their number's called. So tonight they played very well and very proud of them, but we do everything as a team, so I'm very proud of everyone.
Ambassador is currently ranked number 2 in the division, and Coach says that's something that they don't take lightly. The team may be young, but if they keep playing the way that they did tonight and keep putting up those double-digit leads, there's no doubt that they're going to end league play with a flawless record, and they're going to do some damage at the playoffs. Reporting from Ambassador High School, I'm Dani Miskell with the Sports Desk.
Thanks, Dani. With this win over Pacific Lutheran, the Lions are currently 7-0 overall and 2-0 in league play. They're set to play Southland Christian next week in the Grizzly Classic. Now, this Lions basketball program has been trending upwards since the school's genesis. It'll be exciting to see what they do the rest of the season. Now let's move on over and see how the ladies are balling. The Tartars have been in search of their first victory in this very young season. Perhaps the Maroon Monsoon could give them the assist as they welcome Los Altos for their home opener. SportsDesk reporter Catherine Gallo was courtside, and she has all the details.
Torrance High School basketball back at home, taking on a tough non-conference opponent, Los Altos, in its opener. First quarter play, Nat Villanueva takes the ball up court, pulls up at the top right corner of the key for the 2 points. Villanueva then comes in with the nice assist to Molly Yamamoto, who will sink a 3 here to put the Tartars up 9-2. Second quarter now, Morifuji finds Kaylee Sasaki streaking down the paint for the easy layup. Some great effort here by Nicole Sakasagawa, who makes the steal and finds Morifuji, who gets it to drop, and the foul. Tartars down 21-16, but they'll get another hustle play here. This time, Morifuji gets the steal, gives it up to Sasaki, who sees Sakasagawa wide open under the net for an easy 2 points. Into the second half now, Sakasagawa will score again, this time from 3, to put the Tartars within 5. Torrance now with some good ball movement. Ali Kaku gets free from her defender in the paint to make it the easy bucket. Final quarter, Villanueva gets the pass from behind the arc, drives baseline, and knocks in the floater. Kaylee Salag makes the pass to Sura Watari, who pulls up for a 3, and that one's good. Tartars down now by 19, but not giving up the fight. Here's Ireland Rogers driving down the court for the layup. Torrance efforts not quite enough, however, and they fall to Los Altos 60-46. Here's head coach Rick Momohara after the game.
We played hard. It's just that they executed and we kind of got a little scared with the physical part of the game, but I think we'll bounce back.
How does this game, a game like this against a tough opponent like Los Altos, how does that help early in the season to get you ready for when it comes time for league play?
Oh, it helps us out a lot just because of the teams that we're playing in league, north, south, west. They're very physical. They play this type of game anyway, so it gets us ready.
From Torrance High School, I'm Catherine Gallo for the Sports Desk.
Tough break for the Lady Tartars. That loss drops them to 0-3 overall. However, the season is still young and there's still plenty of time to get hot. On that note, let's check out the other scores around the city. The Tartar boys fell to Fountain Valley 63-29 and are now 2-4. The Warrior boys have won 3 straight and defeated Roosevelt in overtime 66-63. The boys are now at 7-2. The Lady Warriors dropped their last 2 and recently fell to Linwood 65-53. They now sit at a 500 record. The Spartan boys dropped their last 3 and fell to Palos Verdes in their last game 67-39. The Lady Spartans got their second win of the season after topping Kennedy 37-32. The Bishop Knights are 6-2 after falling to Westchester 65-55. Meanwhile, the Lady Knights are number 2 in the state, however lost their second game of the season to Windward 55-38. The Saxons got their third win of the season, defeating Van Nuys 57-48. The Lady Saxons have been on fire to start the season. They handled business in the Redondo Beach tournament and recently held home court for the first time this season. The Saxons employed a balanced attack led by the scoring of Casey Takata, who finished with 12 points, 3 boards, and a steal. They gave the home crowd a show and extended their season dominance to 5-0 after defeating Peninsula 45-31. Just days later, the Saxon ladies were on the road and suffered their first loss of the season to Downey 62-51. They'll look to create another streak when they face off against Kennedy in the Valley Christian Tournament. Coach Kamiyama is sure to have those ladies continue to do work. Keep it up, Saxons. We'll be watching. All right, that was a ton of hoops, so let's cut to a quick break. But when we come back, more Sports Desk coverage coming your way.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
What you looking for?
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Let's head to the fields and talk football. The Lady Saxons were successful in their first outing of the season, defeating Bellflower 3-1. They would now face off against a Redondo Union team who they tied in their last meeting. Sports Desk reporter Anthony Chardelli was on site for this one, and he files this report.
The Saxons girls soccer team took the field for their second game of the preseason against Redondo in a battle of two of the South Bay's top teams from last season. Redondo Union starts off with pressure as Carolyn Gutierrez races towards the goal, but rookie keeper Victoria Perez clears it off of Gutierrez and out of danger. But the Seahawks would strike first. In the 10th minute, Shayna Stock picks the top corner from distance to put Redondo up 1-0. But North would bounce back right away. Samantha Lee gets the nifty little touch over to Desiree Jeans, and she finishes to tie the game at 1. That's Jeans' second goal in as many games, and she didn't give herself quite enough credit for the finish.
We were like one-on-one and it like bounced off my foot into the goal. I wasn't expecting it.
After the tying goal, Perez gets aggressive and stops Redondo's Sage Stock. Then watch this save off a scramble in front. Perez said she gained a lot of confidence from her performance.
Like I said, it made me feel like I could actually, I could do this. I shouldn't doubt myself. I shouldn't tell myself I'm not a varsity player, because I can. If I try hard, I can make it. I can block the goals. I can do just as good as any other keeper.
In the second half, a freshman on varsity for North, Tatiana Nakamura, shows some persistent defense as she chases down Redondo junior Greta Baumele and clears the ball out of danger. Midway through the second half, the Saxons get a chance as the ball is played into space, but Jeans can't quite run onto it and the keeper scoops it up. The game remains tied. But the Seahawks would get the win. Already leading 2-1 nearing the end of the match, they extend their lead on Sage Stock's first goal of the game. Even with the loss, Coach Johnson was especially impressed by her rookie goalkeeper.
She found the ball. I mean, it was in her hands. I'd say for her stepping up for this first game, like as a tryout for her, she did a phenomenal job. I couldn't have asked for anything more. And
the North girls varsity soccer team dropped a tough one today against Redondo. Even though they lost 3-1, there were some bright spots for the team as freshman Tatiana Nakamura stood out for the Saxons, as well as goalie Victoria Perez, who started her first game for the varsity team. Reporting from North High School, I'm Anthony Chardelli with the Sports Desk.
Tough break for the Lady Saxons, but they're expecting some reinforcements to return to the team after club soccer ends. We'll be watching you guys, North. Let's move over to the college campus. On the last edition of the Sports Desk, we showed you how the El Camino Lady Warriors punched their ticket to the state championship. They traveled up north and played American River, and we have the results of the game. The Lady Warriors will come out hot, taking the first set 25-11. The next three sets will be closely matched, but American River edged the Warriors in all three to take the game and the state title 3-1. Fina Lalua would finish with 18 kills and Kelly Donatucci with 24 digs. Big congrats to the Lady Warriors on a stellar season and Coach Liz Hazel on her first state appearance. With the amazing freshmen on that squad, there's no doubt in my mind they'll be competing for a state title next season. All right, it's time for another quick break, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we're going to shine the spotlight on a few amazing players. Don't go anywhere.
Here are 3 things to remember about hydration. First, stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water before, during, and after play. Second, learn the signs and symptoms of dehydration and bring extra water to games and practices. And finally, hydration is essential for athletes to stay in the game and perform at their best. To learn more, visit SaveKids.org.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk, and it's that time again for us to get better acquainted on social media. Hit us up, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, in no particular order, and talk to us. We promise to talk back. Keep us in the know in the world of Torrance sports. It's important to share what you want featured on the show. Send us photos and videos from games, and if you have an idea for a story or just want to show some love, shoot us a message. And always and forever, remember to use the hashtag #TheSportsDeskTV. All right, it's time to shine the lights on a few of South Bay's impact players, and we have a special guest in studio with us today to help me do the honors. Sports Desk reporter Anthony Chardelli is here to tell me who he'd like to give a shout out to. What's going on, Anthony? How you doing?
Doing well, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here.
So I've been reporting on athletes from all the Torrance schools for the past few months, but with the start of soccer season, I've been real impressed by a couple Lady Saxons players. Like you saw in the earlier highlight, Victoria Lopez, first-year varsity goalkeeper for the Saxons, had a really strong performance in her first start. But another Saxons player that has stood out early this season is senior Desiree Jeans. Jeans has 3 points in 3 games with 2 goals and an assist, and she's made 5 saves in the goal herself this year as well. Coach Katrina Johnson told me Desiree is a strong all-around player, and those abilities earned her second-team All-League honors last season. Jeans will be an important player for North all season since they have a lot of new faces coming in.
Awesome stuff, Anthony. We'll make sure to keep an eye on Desiree all season. Could you give me a prediction on how do you think the Saxon season is going to pan out overall?
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit of a rebuilding season. Not to say that they're not going to be successful, but they do have a lot of young players, including a true freshman who actually made an impact against Redondo. So definitely check that out.
Awesome. We'll be watching you guys, Saxons. Keep up the good work. Now, the player that I like to spotlight takes us back to the basketball courts, and he hails from West Torrance. Senior guard Alex Miskell had himself a week last week. The unquestioned leader of the Warriors has a team at a 7-2 record. Alex dropped 26 points on possibly the best team in the city, Bishop Montgomery. He then followed that performance with a 22-point, 7-rebound, 3-assist game against Van Nuys. Then he closed the week notching 20 points and 13 rebounds in an overtime win versus Roosevelt. Miskell is now averaging 19 points and 8 rebounds per game and was selected to all-team at the Trevor Ariza Tip-Off Classic. Now, the season just got started, but you cannot tell by the way this kid is balling. I want to thank Anthony for coming in the studios and joining us today.
Happy to be here.
That's what we're going to call it for this week's edition of the Sports Desk. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share us your story ideas, pictures, and videos. We want to hear from you, Torrance, so make sure you hit us up. I'm signing off for now. Until we meet again, Torrance, for the next edition of the Sports Desk.